Hey, welcome to day 8 of our daily devotions. Man, we're in this spiritual journey together where we are on a 21-day prayer and fasting deal. How's it going so far? Man, I hope that, you're having a spiritual awakening in your life, and I hope these devos have been a blessing for you. Today, we're in John chapter 8, and here's how the story kicks off. So Jesus is at the temple. He's preaching and teaching, and there are hundreds of people gathered around him. And all of a sudden, the Pharisees came in. And the Pharisees are these religious, professional Christians, but they're really legalistic, and they are really more concerned about themselves, their image, their look, than they truly are following Christ. But they also were jealous of Jesus. So what they wanted to do is they wanted to try to tempt Jesus, or they wanted to try to get the people to turn their backs on Jesus. So what they did is they set him up. They set a trap. So they brought this woman to him, and they said, hey, we just caught this woman in the very act of adultery. Now, I find it interesting they just brought the woman. Like, where's the man at? If it was just in the act, how come they just brought the woman? But sure enough, they bring this woman to him, and they said, according to the law, it says that we should stone her. So Jesus, what do you think that we should do? And they were trying to trap him, because if he didn't stone her, then he was breaking the law. If he did stone her, then he wasn't showing love and compassion. And so what Jesus did is he actually bent down on the ground, and with his finger, he started drawing in the sand. And we don't know what he drew exactly, but whatever it was, the people had a change of heart. And so maybe, just possibly, when these men were accusing this woman of adultery, and they were trying to accuse her of these things, maybe he wrote down some of their sin. Who knows? Maybe he wrote down some of the women that they had lust after, or maybe that they had committed adultery with. Maybe he wrote the name Becky down. Maybe he wrote the name Lisa down. Maybe he wrote the name Sarah down. Maybe as he was writing on the ground, these people were seeing these other people that they had committed adultery with as well. And so whatever it was, what happened was immediately after they saw what he had written on the ground, then Jesus said, he that has no sin, cast the first stone. See, I think we have to be careful about throwing stones at people, because every time you point your finger at somebody, you have 3 fingers coming back at yourself. So he says, be careful. So if you're trying to throw a stone, go ahead. You that have no sin, cast the first stone. And so sure enough, it says that they all walked away from her. There she was, all alone, with just her and Jesus. And no matter where you're at right now, no matter how much sin you have in your life, no matter what your struggle is, maybe you messed up, Jesus is still there with just you and Jesus. And Jesus has a message for you. And here's his message. He looked at the woman and he said, go and sin no more. See, that's his heart. He loves the sinner, but he hates the sin. You know, God uses all kinds of people. He uses people from different ages, different experiences, different backgrounds. He uses men, he uses women. He'll use all kinds of people, but there's one person that he can't use. It's those that are dirty vessels. You've got to have a pure heart. That's why he says, go and sin no more. So that's what this spiritual journey is about. That's what this spiritual awakening is about, is that we can live lives that are pure in heart. Not perfect, but pure in heart. Listen, I don't claim to be the best Christian in the world, but I do claim to be a good confessor, to keep short accounts with God. Guys, thanks for watching this Devo today. Can't wait to join you again tomorrow.